Hi, welcome to Spiritual and Personal Formation 510. My name is Nicole Pascal, and I'm your instructor for this semester, and I'm happy to be on this journey with you. I like to do this introductory video just to tell you a little bit about myself. This is an important class. I really feel passionate about it. Spiritual and personal formation is where I live. That's where I expend my energy as far as ministry. It's part of my own story in such a huge way that a while back I decided to pursue it academically. And as part of my job, I have walked with Christian leaders both in Europe and all over the world, actually, in the inner work that comes with a heart journey. And so it's part of my passion. Um, and so I see the classes that I teach at Bethel as an extension of that. And so are you. So welcome. I'm happy to get to know each other a bit. Since you will be sending me some personal things as you look into your own story and related to some of the things that we're learning, I wanted to tell you a little bit about me so that you can be reassured of who you're sending these things to. My name is Nicole, as mentioned, and I live in Budapest, Hungary. My husband and I are global workers. We have been for about 12 years now. Before that, since before we were married, we have worked in the local church in America, both in California and New York. So I'm familiar with ministry in the States. That was a large part of my life before we moved overseas. We did move overseas. We went to language school right outside Paris, France, to learn French. And then the first part of our journey for about 7 years was down in Senegal, West Africa, French-speaking West Africa, a Muslim country. We lived kind of out, not in the bush, but near the bush, not in the capital, but inland. And that was a very interesting stage of our life and ministry. Very rewarding in a lot of ways, very difficult in a lot of ways. The Lord called us up to Eastern Europe about 4 years ago now. And we have been here really enjoying where the Lord has placed us. My husband, Matt, is the migrant ministry coordinator for Europe for a partnership of about 15 different mission organizations. Organizations that are really looking to address this historic movement of people that we have into Europe and, of course, into other places of the world too. But we focus on Europe right now, partnering with churches and learning how to welcome people well and show them the gospel, both practically in physical ways for sure, but also emotionally and spiritually. So that's kind of that holistic take to it, is where we live, the other part of ministry for me. I mentioned Matt. We've been married 25 years, and that's been quite a journey all over the world and different cultures and languages, ministries of all different kinds. I'm really blessed to walk through life with him. And we have 4 kids, which are also a blessing to us. 2 of them are in the States in college themselves. Jake is at Cedarville University, and we have a daughter, Clarissa, who is at Taylor University right now. So then we have 2 kids that still are at home with us in Budapest and go to an international school here near us. So that's a little bit about our family and about my story. A big part of my time and energy is spent in spiritual and personal formation. And that's through teaching these classes, but it's also through running a soul care center here in Budapest called the Garden House. So I have a partner, and we run forums on spiritual formation. We hold spiritual retreats for people. We host teams from all over Europe that come and need a renewal with the Lord, need time to themselves. We offer them space and food and materials and resources to deepen their walk with the Lord, because we all need that. and we will continue to need it until we see Jesus. So that's what part of this class is about. For certain, that's why I teach for Bethel, is because they have a look at the whole person, and they're really passionate about people that are going into ministry. Need to be looking at the whole person, the head and the heart. So there's so much we need to learn academically, and I love that. I love the academic part of it. But there's a journey, a heart journey, that we're also invited to by the Lord. And so this is part of that. We'll be looking at family systems. We'll be looking at different ways of being with each other and with the Lord. We'll be looking at just our relationship with the Lord in a really personal and in-depth way, and hopefully a new way. Wherever you are in your journey, whether this information is new to you or not, the great thing about spiritual formation is that God continues to reveal himself to us through his word and speak to us through his people. So there's going to be a real opportunity for growth for you and for me as we go through this material again. And I get excited about that. I'm happy about that each time that I teach a class. So welcome. For many of you, this is your very first semester in seminary. Not all of you, but quite a few of you. So welcome to this journey. I really just affirm you of coming to school and continuing to gain knowledge, both cognitive knowledge and experiential knowledge, both head learning and heart growth, they're both such big parts of our journey. So I'm happy to be a partner with you on that journey. And I also teach 610, so we might see each other down the road again, in which case that would be great to continue the relationship. I do live in Budapest, as a side note, so there is a time difference, depending on where you are in the States, either 6 or 7 or 9 hours if you're out on the West Coast. But I'm available. I answer emails very quickly, and we can always set up a time to chat via Skype or FaceTime if that works for you. So please familiarize yourself with the Moodle course. I've really tried to write out lots of information. It might seem overload, but I found that the more I can get out there, the more students can understand what's happening and get into the rhythm of this class. So I'm happy to answer any questions. I'm completely available to you. So just let me know if you need anything. And I'm happy to meet you. Welcome.